In application of Article 7 of the Military Penal Code, for multiple serious offenses, the defendants Muchengezi, Chamamba Pasian, and Palu Kudunia Gabriel are sentenced to a single penalty, the most severe, which is the death penalty.
In the heart of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, a tragic and controversial event has recently shaken the nation and the international community. This story, both provocative and deeply emotional, has unfolded in the volatile eastern region of the DRC, a place where the line between life and death is often blurred by the ongoing conflict. Here is a detailed recounting of the events surrounding the sentencing of several Congolese soldiers, a story that is as heart-wrenching as it is complex. In February 2022, a group of 7 soldiers from the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo (FARDC), attached to the elite Republican Guard, faced an overwhelming assault by the M23 rebels in the Cameron's grouping of Sake, Masisi territory, roughly 27 kilometers west of Goma. The M23, a Tutsi-led rebel group, had resumed hostilities in late 2021, seizing significant territories in North Kivu province. During the intense confrontation, these soldiers, overcome by fear and chaos, chose to retreat. In their desperate attempt to escape, they fired their weapons indiscriminately, causing panic among civilians and leading to the deaths of 2 people, with 4 others injured. This retreat did not go unnoticed. The soldiers were soon apprehended and brought before a military tribunal, charged with cowardice, murder, aggravated assault, and the dissipation of ammunition of war. The soldiers faced the harshest of military penalties. On February 13, 2023, the Garrison Military Court, presided over by Maj. Lazare Amusini, handed down death sentences to all 7 commandos. Their names: Jonathan Mosazi Mondomo, Rodriguez Maiza Makoki, Tonton Kalodi, Christian Kaima Mananga, Gregoire Mbutine Jr. Ndiwa Mawoka, and Anselm Bengamwabo Mudatinha became etched in the somber annals of the DRC's military history. The court's decision sparked widespread debate and controversy. Human rights organizations and legal experts questioned the fairness of the trial and the severity of the sentences. Critics argued that the soldiers, already victims of the brutal conditions of war, were being scapegoated for systemic failures within the military and the government. They pointed out that the DRC's legal system, particularly in conflict zones, often operates under immense pressure and lacks the transparency needed for fair trials. The international response was swift and varied. Human rights advocates condemned the death sentences, highlighting the harsh reality of military justice in a nation struggling with constant conflict. The United Nations and various non-governmental organizations called for the commutation of the death sentences to life imprisonment, arguing that execution would not address the underlying issues plaguing the DRC's military forces. Pope Francis, during his visit to the DRC, made a passionate appeal for peace and justice, urging the world to stop choking Africa and to see the continent not as a resource to be exploited, but as a land with dignity and potential. His words resonated deeply in a nation weary of conflict and longing for a semblance of stability and hope. This incident is part of a broader and more troubling picture of ongoing violence in the DRC. The mineral-rich regions of North Kivu have been battlegrounds for various armed groups, each vying for control and power. The M23 rebels, accused by the DRC, the US, and UN experts of receiving support from neighboring Rwanda, claim Rwanda denies, have been a significant force in the region. The conflict has driven tens of thousands from their homes, adding to the already staggering number of internally displaced people in the country. The story of these soldiers is not just about their actions on that fateful day in February, but also about the systemic issues within the DRC's military and governance. It is about young men caught in the crossfire of a larger geopolitical struggle, facing the ultimate punishment for decisions made under duress. Their fate has sparked a crucial conversation about military discipline, justice, and human rights in a country that has seen too much bloodshed. In the streets of Goma and Kinshasa, the news of the death sentences has been met with a mixture of shock, anger, and sorrow. Families of the condemned soldiers are left to grapple with their grief. Their pleas for clemency echoing unheard through the corridors of power. The broader public debates the implications of the court's decision, with some viewing it as a necessary measure to maintain order and discipline, while others see it as a tragic injustice that further victimizes those already suffering from the ravages of war.
In application of Article 7 of the Military Penal Code, for multiple serious offenses, the defendants Muchengezi, Chamamba Pasian, and Palu Kudunia Gabriel are sentenced to a single penalty, the most severe, which is the death penalty.
This decision will be overturned. We are confident because if justice failed at the level of Goma, we believe that at the appellate level, that is, at the high military court, such a monstrous decision will not be allowed to remain in the records.
Rather than improving our security apparatus, such decisions will, in general, increasingly weaken our military and including ultimately give more peace to those on all front lines.
As the DRC continues to navigate its tumultuous path, the story of these soldiers remains a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. It underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reforms in the military and justice systems, and highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of the ongoing violence. Their story, marked by fear, courage, and tragedy, serves as a poignant testament to the complexities of war and the enduring struggle for peace and justice in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is the latest from the DRC, where the echoes of battle continue to shape the lives of its people, and the quest for peace remains as elusive as ever.